But politics aside, Donzo T Gaming coming right back at y'all. I know we've streamed a lot today. I know we've done a lot of Warzone lately, and we're going to touch on why in today's stream. Really, this should be an edited video, but for the sake of just getting raw opinions, and so no one can be like, oh, well, you know, someone disagreed with you, but you could have edited out. I wanted to do a live stream. I want everyone to know what me and my good man, the Crow, say what up, my bro.
Alright, what's good, everybody?
I just want to give y'all what our thoughts are on all of this. So today we're going to kind of be talking about just the state of Destiny in general. And I know we did this video a while back, but it was kind of a little more focused on just one or two specific things. But it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
I will agree. Things here in the Destiny community, we can all feel it. Trust me, we can all feel it.
So to start us off, which the Crow's the Fireteam leader, so we're doing whatever he wants, and I really hope that I can get Cloud Strike without having to unlock these, because that'd be great. I say do 1250s. Give us a challenge. Yeah, and also let me change.
2-man at 1250.
We're both disgustingly over level. I'm not really worried about it. I just need to change some mods around real quick.
As do I.
So just to kind of get started, let's talk about this week at Bungie, the good old TWAB.
Yes.
So obviously everyone's looking towards season 13, and I won't say that there's the highest expectations, but I think everyone, and tell me if I'm wrong, we want it to be better than what we have right now.
Oh, 100%. No, you're right on the money there.
They finally addressed Shatter Dive, which is the whole reason I became a Hunter main, and I'm a little upset I can't crutch on it anymore. But it was broken. It needed to be fixed. Yeah, that's fair. But which, by the way, Crow, are you one of the people watching my stream real quick?
I am.
I've been having some audio issues. Will you just make sure that your audio is coming through for me?
Yes, I will. Let me just,
no worries. Yeah, I'm sorry for that weird interruption. But so they've addressed Shatter Dive, which it's about time. They address like the frostbite bug in the raid, which I understand it did need to be fixed and everything. I get that, and that's fine. However, the way it's getting fixed, or the fact that they're fixing it this late and it's not really that big of a thing, I feel there's bigger priorities than letting people get a free raid chest. I could be wrong, but I feel there's bigger issues than just that. We also have to talk about like, for example, the Trials loot this week. At the beginning of this season, Bungie's big thing was they were going to make it to where anytime you got a flawless chest, you were supposed to get an adept weapon. Now, obviously, Trials was delayed for about half the season, which pissed a lot of people off, myself included. I'm glad that they wanted to keep it fixed, or like make sure it was good before they shipped it out. However, they delayed it just to still give us a broken game mode. And then, say you go flawless twice on the same character, you're not even guaranteed a second adept weapon right now. And they've admitted that that's bugged. So why are we stopping people from getting a little free raid chest in something that's not even technically an encounter? versus why are we not fixing the adept loot system? This week we don't even have a fucking adept weapon. It's an armor piece. And that, to me, is just absolutely ridiculous. We also have the talk of some new, and I wish you could see my air quotes right here, our new gear that we're getting next season. We also, I'm planning for us to talk about, you know, ways that Bungie could fix it or at least put a fucking band-aid on it. And then, you know, obviously we have the casual community represented by my good friend the Crow. And then you have the sweatpants, which is me. Because that's all I want to do, is just be competitive and sweat and be the best. I'm going to be the best Pokemon trainer there ever was.
I found my air quotes even. Air quotes.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd let you know about it.
But let's go ahead. Let's dive in. And I'm ready for you to launch the game whenever.
Sounds good. We'll get started.
Let's go ahead and let's start. In your own words, you know, how would you describe what's going on in Destiny right now?
Own words wise, we are seeing a lot of regression, I would say. You know, we had a lot of big, like, excitement for Beyond Light, and there was some speculation about it was going to, you know, fail, it was going to be all this, you know, it's a one last chance. We all heard that, but I think overall there was a lot of excitement. But now that we've gotten it, we've experienced sunsetting, and we've experienced the destination removal. Yeah, I think that we're seeing a lot of people leave the game, and you know, we've seen big content creators, we've seen Hush say they're leaving the game, we've seen people joke about leaving the game, like Sean Mesa did.
I was gonna say Mesa Sean did that whole video, and he got a lot of backlash for it because of the state that the community is in right now.
We're seeing what I would consider to be, you know, quote, civil war in the community, and it's between the hard and, like, the hardcore players and the casuals. You know, the casuals think the game is okay, but the hardcore see it as the game is complete and utter failure.
But even then, I feel it depends on what casuals you ask, because I've talked to a few people. And people that have just started playing, like, the last season or two, like, Jug, for example, one of our clanmates. Even he is a little upset, just because yes, this is all gear he didn't really get to experience when Shadowkeep was fresh. But at the same time, you know, he's a little upset that at one point he did get a god roll, like, for example, Blasphemer, the slug shotgun from the moon, I think. And he got one that had auto-loading in Vorpal, or something like that. It was pretty damn close to a god roll. And obviously, right now, is it viable? No, because it's stuck at 1060 power. And, you know, he brought up the very good point of why the fuck should I go ahead and just go get another one, because it's gonna last, like, a couple of seasons.
And that's a great point. I mean, we can talk about the reissuing of weapons for next season and reissuing of armor, and it's something that I brought up myself. Wow, I'm just absolutely sucking right now.
You really are. Fuck.
Something I brought up.
I'm gonna die. Damn it.
You decided that if we should do the 1250, I'm telling you, 1220 with matchmaking, we get a third.
It's okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're doing this for the challenge.
We are doing it for the challenge. Go ahead and revive yourself when you're
I'm going to. We're doing this for the content.
Something I brought up was the fact that why sunset when you're just gonna reissue? Like,
exactly.
I understand that easy on development, but it just, to the community, and we're seeing it a lot right now, it feels
like a slap in the face.
Yeah, it's like, why did I even bother going in and doing it in the first place? Or why even do it again? You know, it's completely pointless to the community, and even to me, like, I'm not gonna necessarily chase after that armor or those weapons, and unless they're like absolute, like I get a great weapon that I can use in both PvP and PvE.
Well, my thing, are we going to get new activities on the moon? Or are we going to have to grind the same old boring activities that we had been doing for, what, a year, 2 years in the Dreaming Cities case? Are we going to just regrind all of that just for the same guns but with a higher power cap?
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I really do. I really think that at the end of the day,
me too, because
we're gonna end up having to just do the same things, but they're just gonna be basically reworked.
not even reworked, because Bungie is terrible about, oh, well, here, we fixed something, and here's something new for you to do. Oh, wait, it's the exact same thing we were doing before. I mean, for fuck's sake, in the Beyond Light story, even Ghost says something about, what is it? I'm tired of, hacking into security terminals, because what is the only thing that Ghost does, and what is the only way to progress through story missions? Can this guy just fucking stop teleporting and die?
I don't know, do you have anything to, like, stun him?
There we go. He's still teleported after I froze him. I guess I should have put my... I forgot my grenade mods. I'm the worst. I came unprepared.
You also can't put mods on because...
I know. Again, I came unprepared. I know what I did. We may need to just back out and try again. With my grenade mods. Because I'm tired of this man teleporting. Yeah. Can we? Is that all it takes?
Yeah, I'm backing out.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I was gonna say, I'll just sit here and let him kill me. But, you know, like I said, Bungie is fucking notorious for doing, you know, oh, here you go, here's new content. But really, is it new content? Or is it the same drawn-out shit y'all gave us before? Which, if that's what they're gonna do, that's fine. But don't be telling us, oh, this is brand new, just for you guys, here you go. And then it end up being absolute fucking garbage. Or, not absolute, I'm sorry, but just, like, completely different. That's like like that's honestly the main reason that I've started playing Warzone recently. A whole lot of the same. I love Crucible, I love PvP. But especially Xur has the fucking Arbalist this week. You think I'm gonna go touch Trials? Now that I know everyone has the Arbalist? Not just that. Am I gonna go touch Trials the week everyone can get the Arbalist when I know the flawless loot is a fucking armor piece? Like, we have, what, 2 weekends left before the new season? Maybe 3?
3 weekends.
3 including this, right?
I believe so, yes. So
that means, because they still haven't done the Adept rocket and they still haven't done the Adept fusion rifle. So that means for sure we know what the next rewards are. Either that or they're gonna stiff us on one of our Adept weapons and give us another armor piece. But at the same time, do you really want your season to go out with the 2 Adept weapons that you know no one wants? Because I'm sorry, I could care less about an Adept rocket launcher with Adept Velocity is the mod this week. I could care less about the Adept Fusion Rifle with Adept Charge Time. I'm sure it's great. But the fact that I'm ruining some stats on a weapon to improve one stat, for one, that makes it not so adept in my eyes. But All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track with the trials loot. But
I think that's
you
the
can
part, though.
see my
It's a whole
point.
part of it because of the fact that it is, again, like with the whole reissue thing, it's reissued trials loot.
Yeah.
The emblems on it for the armor, which we're getting armor this week. I'm not even doing it because, but it's literally armor from last season, and I don't necessarily have an issue with that because I did it though. We did it the one time. We got that crispy carry in.
Yes.
And that was literally it for me. Like, I probably, unless I get really good at the game or decide that, like, I hate PvE, never gonna do trials again.
Which
But
is
for those
understandable.
Those people who do, I understand that, like, it's supposed to be, quote, the pinnacle activity after, you're done with all the PvE stuff for PvPers. It's supposed to be that end game result, and it's not. It's just not. And that's totally, like, unacceptable of Bungie to do, to sit here and say, oh yeah, we got this great game mode that we claim to be, like, a pinnacle part of Destiny. But then we never service it, because why would we do that? You guys just love the loot anyway.
Well, not just that. I believe it was last week that it was on Dead Cliffs. But I don't know if you know this. There was a glitch going, or the Warlock Super Chaos Reach was kind of broken, and I don't know if it's been patched or not yet. But Chaos Reach can reach through walls. So they launched that. Or they launched trials with that, which if in my opinion, would have been a reason to say, hey, maybe not this weekend. But instead...
I have to say with that, though, we can't 100% blame Bungie. They were on break, and it was a well-needed break after working so hard on Beyond Light through most of 2020.
Yes, I will say...
I give them the benefit of the doubt with the fact that, yeah, it was delayed, but it took them long enough because they went home.
But even on break,
all these things happen.
There's always someone, running servers and running, something in the background, whether someone's on break or not. Which is, and it's fine. Like you said, they were on break. I can totally get that. However, the fact that they released it like this, but then what was it? The Wither Horde was what broke it for a whole lot of people in trials, or that's why it got delayed at first, out of many reasons that it kept getting delayed. No one even uses the Wither Horde in PvP, and they even disabled it. So if they disabled a whole weapon to where you couldn't even equip it, what on earth was the point of delaying trials? Meanwhile, we have a super that can shoot through walls, and y'all couldn't have at least put like a tweet out or something saying, hey, this is a thing.
We know this happens.
Yeah.
It's something that gives players some hope that they're listening, which was a huge thing at the beginning of the season. Like, we're gonna listen better, we're gonna do all these things,
and then it's like a bad abusive ex. Oh, I'm trying to be better, I'm gonna do better, I'll do better, and then do they ever change? No, it's the same old story. They're still out having the guys' night or whatever. Meanwhile, we're sitting at home. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I understand.
Did we break it? Okay.
No, this happens. I'm gonna let you do that.
I love being a Titan. Yeah, other than like playing with you and playing with, I hopped on because I saw our good friend Juggalicious on today, and that was the first time I've loaded up Destiny in like 2 or 3 days, or I think since the last time I played with you. Just because I can't bring myself to come through the frustration. I have all the weapons I want, I'm not doing the raid because I can't stand A-Tracks. I'm not touching trials this week, no matter how much someone pays me. And keep in mind, this is someone who, as a content creator, loves to take... I am. I don't care if I'm losing match after match after match. But if it's going to be like that, there's no point in even trying.
Exactly. And, I mean, it's hard. Right now is hard. As I said earlier, like, it is the dry spell. We are in that content drought. And it happens every season. The end of the season has technically occurred. So now we're just kind of waiting for...
Well, but has it? Because there's still 2 triumphs that people can't even get yet. Oh.
I think for general content that isn't triumph-wise, and I know I'm hunting them triumphs real hard, but for general use stuff, it is basically over. The season has concluded. We've freed the crow, you know, from this whole thing, and even Bungie admitted that. They said, you know, in their last swap, you freed the crow. Good job. And it's like, okay, so like, what is after this? You know, why? What other story content are we gonna get? Why haven't you released the name of the next season yet? We're 3 weeks out. I feel like we should know that.
Yeah, like at least give us some teaser.
Normally they're pretty good about it. Like right now, I'm in last season. We're gonna take last season as a example. We knew what this season was gonna be called. We let them know that, hey, like, we're a little upset with how this season's going at the end. And I mean, even last season kind of ended the same way. Like, we had about 2.5 weeks left, and we got that last mission, and then we had to fight Nocris like 2 or 3 times.
But still, I almost feel that Season of Arrivals was handled infinitely better than this was. Anyway, moving on, away from the whole trials and all that. Let's go to my next topic was re-released gear. So for those of you that don't know, I got it. For those of you that don't know, Bungie has announced that basically a lot... I don't know, is it all the Dreaming City and Moon weapons, or is it just a select bunch of them?
It's 4 of them.
Like
4
for
Dreaming
each?
City, 4 Moon.
So...
And I can pull up the TWAB if I need, but I might need to die to do that.
That's okay.
We can mention them, we can go over them.
Well, I was gonna say, we'll probably die in just a sec, so it's fine. Like, again, I know, and this is simply because me and Jug were talking about it, and he was all butthurt about it. I know that, that Blasphemer shotgun is one of them, but, again, so they're giving us, which, granted, they are new rolls, and the power level is a little updated, but they're giving us 8 old weapons to make up for the fact that we're not really getting new weapons. I think we're gonna get a total of 6 new weapons next season.
So, like, brand new weapons wise, we're getting 6 total, for 2 for each playlist.
But be careful when you say brand new, because 3 of them, or it might be 2,
it's 3 of the weapons, and they are coming from Destiny 1. So in the case of Destiny 2, they're brand new.
Right.
For those who played D1, they are re-releases, and I wish I could tell you off the top of my head which ones they were.
I know it's Palindrome. That's the only one I cared about. So
cannon. That was a good hand cannon.
I know that's the only reason I care. But so yeah, there's the Palindrome hand cannon. There's some auto rifle.
The question is with all of that is, you know, why sunset thing if you're gonna bring it back? You know, now I understand the moon, like sunsetting all the Shadowkeep stuff. That was, you know, barely a year old.
That was a big dumb, if you ask me.
That's like I understand wanting to move around weapons, wanting to move around content, and make the game run better. That's a little more for the destination side, but moving around the content, not having everyone use Mountaintop for everything, that's fine. I understand that, but why have it be 2 to 3 seasons long.
Yeah.
Like, why am I just masterworked this submachine gun for this season because I like the role I have. But why did I do that? Why did I do that when I know in, like, a season and a half, it's gonna be completely useless? And I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna dismantle it, you know, like, it comes down to that. It just comes down to, why in the world would I do anything when I know it's just gonna be destroyed? It's just gonna be taken out of the game. You know, it's stuff like that. And then, you know, the re-releasing of the weapons and the armor. Okay, you know, you want to give us more stuff to chase, cool, but why not make it new? Why bring back the Dreamsbane armor, which has nothing to do with, you know, anything anymore? There's no reason for us to have the Dreamsbane. It was all for Shadowkeep.
Well, and that
even when Shadowkeep ended, like, I took off the armor, I put it on something else.
Oh yeah, it was ugly. There was no point in it. And that brings up another question. So will all this re-released weapons tie into the season? Does this mean we're going to be stuck just going Dreaming City, Moon, Dreaming City, Moon?
Which, I haven't spent a lot of time in the Dreaming City, obviously. Like, I've told everyone on Twitch and everything. Like, I took time off at that point. I didn't buy Forsaken because I was frustrated with the game. I was like, why am I paying for more content?
Yeah.
I'm not even enjoying what's going on right now. That's how I feel again right now, but I'm also more in love with the game because I eventually did buy Forsaken. But I bought it at a later date, so I wasn't even able to get a lot of the stuff. And I've never done any of the raids, so I don't even know, like, what the heck half the stuff was, but that's whatever.
Right.
I hate the look of the Dreaming City and Moon armor. I hate it. I think it's gross. The Dreaming City armor is too plain for Warlocks.
And then the Dreaming City armor, or not the Dreaming City, the Moon armor for all characters looks like someone just put a fucking, like a snot booger on it. Which, granted, I guess the look of it, or like a dry, crusty snot booger. But, which the looks don't even matter because Transmog is coming, not this season, but next, I believe?
I think it's coming season 13.
Okay. So still technically right, not this season, but next. Yeah. But, it just, yeah. What's the point of even sunsetting armor if y'all are just gonna make it transmog? Because that just means we're just gonna have to find something, like, any random piece of armor and masterwork it. It's not even gonna matter. So
exactly.
Why make us go through all that process for no reason?
Sorry, I'm trying better to help out.
You're fine. I'm focusing more on the conversation.
Me too. I'm not even that worried about if I die or not. I mean, am I farming for that Cloud Strike? 100%.
I was gonna say, I just want to get Cloud Strike on my first try so I can never touch this again. While we're on this topic, this brings up, I do like that they have kind of like targeted loot, but I almost wish that there was a better way to go about it than just farming Empire hunts or lost sectors over and over. I need, you know, X weapon or X piece of armor. I know exactly how to get it. That's great. The fact that due to RNG, oh god, I have to run a lost sector 100 times for one fucking helmet, and then I didn't even get a good stat roll, is a bit much.
I think they're trying to do what they did last season with the Umbral engrams and being able to basically pick and choose what you wanted from that, which was super cool. Loved that aspect.
I'm dead.
But also at the same time is very taxing, like, on players who maybe don't get out of the game all the time, or, you know, aren't fully dedicated to playing Master Lost Sectors, playing Legend stuff, even doing Empire hunts over and over and over again.
Right.
Which I think that Empire Hunt should be not necessarily like the same characters we fought inside of the campaign.
Right, like
I
there's
think that's
such
a
a
bit of a
huge,
cop-out.
there's a huge lore universe for us to be using. Aramis had a ginormous army. Are you telling me that these are really the only people we have to fight? Um, I
I
almost
mean, if you want to
expect.
talk about the lore for this, we can talk about the fact that they absolutely messed up Aramis, just straight up, no cap. The poor girl. I almost feel bad for killing her, and she's not even dead. She's not even dead.
I was just about to say, how much do you want to bet that either like an end of season event or some event coming up soon? My guess would, if not the end of this season, it's going to be 13 or 14. How much do you want to bet we have an event where we have to go, like, Aramis is thawed out and we have to go get her? And she'll become the next Tannix.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I don't think she's gonna become a Tannix per se. I think that would be way too much of a cop out. But I do believe that they're gonna.
You
like,
say
it's gonna
that
tie
like
in.
Tannix hasn't been used 3 to 7 different times.
Oh, he has been, and that's why I don't want her to become that, because her lore character is so cool. It is a whole nother beast of a character. She's huge in the lore. I've read the
Versus
books.
versus just Pouty McPowderson.
That is the boss. I just punched the boss.
Yes, you did. Proud of you. Do you want a cookie?
No, I'm scared.
I'm just supering the boss. I'm probably gonna die.
That's fine.
So
I'm gonna
just.
stay alive over in this corner.
I was gonna say you should just do the thing and stay alive.
I'll peck him off with my xenophage.
I
I
survived.
can reach him.
Barely. I'm gonna die. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty upset about the whole reissued. The boss is coming up on you. Like the reissued armor and weapons, just it ain't it, G. That's not the way to go. I think even if they would have released like 1 or 2 different weapons for those locations, like say, let's give the Dreaming City like a shotgun, an aggressive frame shotgun, or let's give the Moon a 120 hand cannon, or even a 180 hand cannon. Fuck it.
I don't even remember what the Moon's hand cannon was. I know that it had one. But I loved it. I loved the look of it.
Didn't even know it had
But
one.
I don't remember. It did. It was not the best. The roll that it came with out of the box was pretty bad, but...
Oh yeah, it was one of those
I totally understand.
quest weapons you could get, wasn't it?
Yes. Now let's talk about that, because I think, you know, in the eyes of like having gear that you can farm for, in a sense, you know, it was basically farmable. Please don't fall. That was a cool way of how to do it. I don't know if you 100% played all of those. I'm still doing them because even though they're not necessarily viable, it's still a fun little thing to do. I'm gonna put down a rift right behind you.
Oh, I guess I'll come back to you. The quests were fun. It was like a nice change of pace for sure.
Frozen?
Same. Putting up a wall on your rift. Oh, you dip potato chipped.
Yes, I'm working on the shield generators.
Heard. But I did like the way they did the quests, and it's not like it wasn't a bad thing. But so let's say concerning new light players. Oh, I got him. Was not expecting to get him. All right. Where's my Cloud Strike? As far as the like new light players, for example, if they were to do those quests, do they get these new rolled variants, or are they gonna get the old sunset variant?
I mean, right now when you do it, you get the sunset variant.
I'm talking about next season.
Next season, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do. Man, I thought I got the Cloud Strike for a minute. I was about to flip out. I did not get the Cloud Strike.
Good. Fuck you. Um. Well, cause like for
You know, it doesn't even say. It just says that the premonition, which is Pit of Heresy only, heretic, blasphemer, and apostate. Which premonition I think was the sniper rifle. I know that blasphemer was the shotgun.
Yeah.
Heretic and apostate, but I mean, I don't know. I definitely know that those exact weapons. I think what they might do. This is again speculation, or even Bungie, if you're listening, this is what you should do. Limit the amount of different quests that you can do, because right now you can turn in phantasmal fragments and get those quests. We're just heading to barracks, by the way. I need to turn something in.
That's okay.
Limit that down to just the 4 or 3, and have one specific one for Pit of Heresy that you can do once a week or something to get a new role with the new perks. Take away the sunset ones. That's what they should have done in the first place. Why keep all of this stuff here if they're getting rid of the weapons? If you're sunsetting the weapons, why keep the quests available?
Exactly. Because that's like, what was it, when I ran through the Forsaken campaign back in Season of Arrivals, literally just so I could do like the last word in the Ace of Spades quest.
Yep.
Because otherwise I really didn't care. I had played it on my old account back when Forsaken came out. Like, I knew everything that was going to happen. I really wasn't concerned with actually doing anything. But after all that, I just... Obviously, I'm having a difficult time trusting Bungie at all right now. But like when I finished the Forsaken campaign, and Petra gives you, what's that little fucking sidearm?
The Vestian.
Yes, Vestian Dynasty.
Yes,
so she gives you that, and it's a fun little pistol. I'm not even gonna fucking cap. I love it. But why are we giving quest weapons that are sunset? If something, in my opinion, if something is tied to a quest that you have to do, why make it obsolete? Because, a lot of people, I'm not going to say it was the main reason to finish Forsaken. Arm right there is usually a pretty good, hey, I know I can go get this. I know I can have this. Let me just burn through these couple hours of storyline, and it's a guaranteed reward. Versus now it's, oh, I can get that gun. That gun's really good. Let me burn through these couple of hours, and it's fucking useless.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a whole thing, honestly. Like, all of the reissuing of weapons, even after sunsetting them, even having new light players go in and play that and not even be able to use the weapons fully, it's almost as if Bungie has kind of like lost their mind on that. If Transmog is coming, which I don't 100% understand what Transmog is, even as, player that I am, I'm still a little lost as to the purpose of said Transmog. Can you elaborate a little bit on what that would be?
So Transmog is basically, which I don't know how it will work with exotics, because I feel exotics always have their specific, like, feel. Or, like, their certain look or aesthetic. But Transmog would basically be, so say you're wearing all legendary armor, and it's all, it's all the Nessus armor set or whatever. But you don't like the look of the Nessus armor set, but you've earned the Trials armor set. So without having to switch your armors around and switch them over, you can simply go down and it's basically universal ornaments for everything. So like the Trials armor would be an ornament, Raid armor would be ornaments, all the like planetary sets would be ornaments.
Hmm.
And that's basically just so people don't have to worry about, oh, I got a great stat roll on this piece, but it looks fucking terrible, versus, oh, this looks so cool, but it dropped with 20 stats. If that makes sense. I'm going to step out to the bathroom real quick, but I'll be right back. While I'm going there, I want you to think of this. I know I already kind of touched on it, but how would you feel about if in either along with the re-release gear or instead of, they maybe just gave 1 or 2 new weapons for those destinations? Give me just about 30 seconds and I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know, chat. Let's we have a little talk about it as well. You know, if they gave 1 or 2 new weapons along with them, I mean, for each area, I think it would do it justice for the reason of re-releasing the stuff. I don't think it would be enough to go after everything. You know, even now there was the one pinnacle weapon, Adored, to chase. Everyone got that. There was Stars and Shadow from Crucible. I don't even know what the Gambit weapon is, and who knows what the Vanguard weapon was for this season. I'm gonna check the collections tab and see if it's there. But I don't really know. I think that for the purpose of the re-release, it would probably be okay to just give us another one. Just one more. But it's not, you know, it's not what we're after. We're not after re-releasing +1. We're after new weapons, new gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why not change the... Oh, hi, you're back. I scared me for a minute. Why not change the armor around? Why not, you know, the Warlock Armor? I'm a Warlock. I look at the Warlock Armor. That's what I'm here for. I hate the look of it. Why is it so weird? What is with the mask? What do I have on my face?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Titans look like they're literally bound by chains with an astronaut helmet on it. And the hunters look like they're wearing deep sea goggles. I mean, let's talk about the Dreamsbane armor. You know, out of
Can
everything,
we not?
Titans look the best. Warlocks literally look like they took blue armor and just slapped a legendary purple color on it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point in ever wanting to chase that. And I probably won't. Maybe I will. I don't know. Life is fickle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have perfect point. And again, this brings up, you know, will this new armor for like the Shadowkeep quest, if a new light were to do it, or if I wanted to go do it on a new character, because you know you have to unlock, you know, every single piece of armor to get to the final boss and get all that done. I'm sorry, I've been drinking, I'm tired. But so we've all, you know, they go do that quest, and will they get still that sunset old version of the armor, or will they be getting that new? Because on one hand, it's gonna say, like, for example, I did Shadowkeep this season. We did it so I could get Xenophage, right?
Yep.
So are you saying that when I did the quest, I deserved the sunset armor because I didn't wait another season? Or are we just saying, you know, everyone gets the sunset armor because quest items are going to be fucking useless? So they, at this point with the whole sunsetting, they have to tread a very thin line between, we have a lot of players that have already done this and they got kind of shafted, so we need to fix it, but at the same time we can't give it away to these new people thus alienating all of our other players.
I really hope that they have some sort of way, you know, to basically phase out, to quote myself, like, if they just phase it out and say, if you are a new light and you're playing the campaign for Shadowkeep, you don't get any sort of sunset loot, which I know right now happens. Right now, if you go and play Shadowkeep, you're getting sunset loot, and it is pointless.
Not just that, you have to put it on for the mission, and then that automatically puts you under level because they still adjust the light level for this season. It's a very counterintuitive system.
And you know, I think that they missed the mark on that. 150% missed the mark. It's not worth it to sit and be like, I'm gonna try to get this. You know, these 3 or 5 something odd weird weapons or armor pieces and never be able to use them. What is the point? What is the point? It's a hope, but
so just to kind of wrap it up real quick, just because we are getting close to an hour, I'd say we have about 14 minutes left in this before I'll cut it off. Just that way we can hit the solid hour mark, make this like, you know, almost like it was a regular show that people don't watch. You know, and we've talked about this before, how it's kind of a civil war between the community right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we could kind of elaborate on that again, you know, with you representing the casuals and me representing more of the sweaty players, which even I don't feel I would necessarily qualify for, like, a super sweat. You know, I'm no Lucky 10p, I'm no As to Cross. Or, I'm sorry, Esoteric, or, you know, I don't have 5 raid belts sitting in my room. Wish I did, but they don't sell those bastards on eBay. But so, you know, we come into the thing of casual or newer players. Y'all deserve the loot. I don't want y'all to get turned away just because my ass went ahead and did everything the very second it popped out. But at the same time, I don't want to feel like y'all are just given this gold brick on a fucking golden platter while I'm still stuck wiping my ass with the leaves. That was a terrible analogy, but I'm sticking to it.
You know what? I wonder what you got.
And then, you know, obviously you have, like, even as far as when they had to balance... God damn it, I just saw you were going to Xur. I forgot Xur was in the tower. Guess I may as well go buy Arbalist. Damn it.
Don't buy Arbalest. Don't buy it.
Don't feed into the toxicity.
Don't do it.
I'm pretty sure I've earned it, but I want the light level for when I hop into trials next weekend. Just kidding. Xur selling Arbalist has just about ruined trials for me for the whole weekend. Or for the whole rest of the season.
It's understandable. I mean, not ever stepping back into it, but that's what makes it.
But, you know, and even that brings up, you know, that's kind of on the same point. Like, I'm really glad Xur is selling the Arbalist so that more casual players who can get it, who may not have had that same luck. But, on that same token, y'all gave it to Xur, and Xur comes out the same time Trials does. Ooh, and I just got a weapon drop that's going to bring up some really hard times if you remember the Curse of Osiris DLC. Oh no, watch the stream and see what just dropped for me.
Prometheus Lens, I just saw it.
You remember laser tag. We all remember laser tag. Stares away in PTSD. Anyways, you know, like, I'm really glad that it's available to the newer players. But Xur comes on, right, the same time Trials does. And I understand Arbalest isn't the same on PC that it is for console, but on
It is horrific on
console,
console.
yeah, it's right up there with the
Literally makes you
Jotun
want to
and
just quit the game.
Telesto.
You basically just want to be like, yep, I don't want to play anymore.
And so
I'm fine with never touching this game again.
they released that right as the the pinnacle, the most try hard PvP thing goes live, and then you're kind of just stuck there like, well, I guess I have to use Arbalest because I know everyone else is going to be. I'm actually very curious to see what the trials report is going to be after this weekend. I'd be willing to bet money Arbalest makes it in the top 5. It's going to be...
Oh, I'm betting it's going to be number 1.
No.
Aside from Fellwinter's.
I was going to say it's going to...
Fellwinter's Lie is going to be number 1.
Feltwinter's actually dropped to 2nd place last weekend.
In favor of what?
The steady hand. Believe it or not.
That makes sense, actually.
So I personally believe the top 3 are probably going to be Arbalest, either Steady Hand or True Prophecy, and then Feltwinners. Not necessarily in that order, but I can tell you exactly what everyone's using, especially on it's Pacifica this week, or is it Deep Six? It's one of the Titan maps. Which, granted, not the best maps for Arbalest, but it's...
It's the same thing.
I think they could fix the issue of, the whole Xur selling broken things right as Trials goes live. They could fix that if they did something like no exotics, like no exotic weapons in Trials.
Yeah,
I think that
would be an interesting...
It would be.
take.
I can understand a lot of people would be mad. I want to use my Thorn. I want to use my Ace of Spades. But at the same time, especially now that a lot of those quests you can't even fucking get anymore, and you have to buy those weapons.
Which is a whole nother issue.
Yeah, that's going to be for Fireteam Chat Part 3 because we got 7 minutes left, my friend. I didn't realize just how bad this game has gotten. Fuck.
Oh, it's been bad.
But I think it would be an interesting fix. It would make a lot of people upset, but at the same time, Trials numbers are so low right now that there's very little Bungie can do to make it worse. Outside
it's laughably low.
Outside of like last I checked, it was like 4 or 5% of players logged into Trials for the weekend. And you have to think how many of those are carry services, streamers, account recoveries. So I'd say honestly, we're probably looking at a 2 to 3% true, honest to God player base.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people don't want to go after reissued stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to start showing real hard right about now. It's going to start hitting Bungie that like, oh shoot, like we messed up. We reissued old stuff from how many seasons ago? And decided it would be a good idea. Don't know whose idea that was.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Trials weapons are from D1. I could be completely wrong. I know Eye of Soul was a D1 weapon.
I don't think they've changed Trials weapons at all. Even when they brought it. I mean, they brought Trials of the Nine, which, again, never played. Remember what that was.
As someone who did play Trials of the Nine, we're not going to talk about it. We're just not good. It was 4B. It was the glory game mode. It was either survival or a countdown.
Okay.
Which that's not what Trials is. Trials from the get-go has always been Elim.
Yes.
But
anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on with the game. The game is in a terrible state, and as I was telling as of earlier, chat, everyone. I'm excited for where it's going to go, but I'm really upset where it is right now. Like, I love this game. I've played it consistently for 6 years.
Yeah.
And do not understand what's going on, but I'm hopeful for the fact that with everything that they've done, removing weapons feels like a D1, or like, no, what I say, a D2 year 1? It feels like that. We have pared everything back down, and it feels like muck. There's nothing good. Metas are all over the place. We got 120 hand cannons being the meta, which to me suck, but whatever.
Right, everyone, and I'm having the same issue. Everyone's like, "Oh, 180s are garbage." I can't touch anything with a 140 or a 120, but give me a 180 and I'm slapping booty all day long.
Malfeasance.
Well, some of us got a god roll posterity, but that's beside the point.
I hate you.
So just to kind of close out, and just a couple words. So you've made it very clear you are pretty committed to this game. You will stay through the rough points. But being honest, not being an optimist, not being I do love this game and I love the people. Do you think Bungie's going to get their shit together, or do you think it's just going to be another 3 seasons this year of us yelling at Bungie while they've got fucking headphones on and they're mowing the lawn?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't want to do them dirty. I don't want to sit here and say they're not going to listen to us. I think they're going to listen, but they're going to take specific points. So, to answer it, I think we're going to have a really convoluted year. It's not going to be trash, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be a lot of lows with a few highs leading up to the Witch Queen. Which, if they can't get it right by then, people aren't going to buy the expansion.
Right.
And that's where they're going to see, like, okay, maybe we should have pared back more and said, what do you guys really want us to work on? But I don't know. I think in my complete, honest, utter, like, can't change anything opinion, it's going to be a rough year.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll go ahead and give my thoughts, and then we'll just kind of close out. I think you're right. That's a very solid. Oh, here, I didn't know you were coming to me. I'll sit back down. I think you're right. It's definitely going to be a struggle. There is a very good chance that Bungie will listen, but for one, they're not going to listen to the PvP community. They've made it very clear they could give a rat's ass about PvP, which is understandable. I understand this is a PvE game first. That's what it was made for in mind. And anytime that they've tried to go more into the PvP, like when they first introduced Ranked back in Vanilla D2, it was a fucking nightmare. It was a shit show. Bungie doesn't know what they're doing PvP-wise. I honestly think that a lot of content creators quitting the game, another one even being, I don't know if you follow MTashed at all.
A little bit, yeah.
He even
obviously not enough. But
he posted on Twitter after this, which he hasn't played the game in months. Like, I think he played it for like a day or two when Beyond Light came out, and that was it. When this new TWAB came out, he tweeted out talking about, re-released weapons, nothing really new or interesting. Looks like I'm gonna stay away from the game for a little longer. Who knows if I'll come back? And it's really sad. He was probably by far my favorite content creator outside of the Jez or maybe Mr. Fruit, but that's just because they're dumb and goofy. But he was and MTash was like the actual skilled, like, master blaster. And then, like we talked about earlier, Hush, and then Mesa Sean made that joke that he got a lot of backlash for. I feel that I don't want to say that people need to quit this game for it to get better, but I do think Bungie needs that slap in the face wake up call that, hey, y'all are fucking it up. Either fix it or stop.
Exactly.
And I mean,
And if they're not going to listen to big content creators like MTash, like Hush, you know, if they're not going to take that stuff seriously, I mean, the question that I have in my head then becomes, like, are they even going to take the rest of us seriously? You know, if people start leaving the game, which people do all the time, I mean, you jump from game to game if you're a gamer.
yeah.
Not insane like me, but are they going to take us seriously? Are they going to sit and say, oh my goodness, our numbers are dropping, what is happening? And then look back and say, shoot, we should have listened. Or are they just going to sit there and pretend like nothing's wrong?
Right. Well, and then
like they're doing right now.
we'll take me for example, just because I'm guilty. I've done that exact thing you're talking about. So if you were to look at my stats or look me up on Destiny Tracker, I don't have, the hottest stats. I'm not the greatest, but I've put in my time. And you can ask, like, Crow, there was a point where I was on for, 10, 12 hours at a time, putting in the work into Destiny. I had nothing but love for it. But now, it's a chore to log in. I'm on my Titan to do powerful stuff, and I don't even really want to. I'm doing it because I feel it's the closest thing I have to a job right now. It's just, I want them to do better. Anyways, everyone, I appreciate y'all listening to us rant. As always, it is an absolute pleasure, Mr. The Crow. The artist formerly known as Pishon. I'm sure
You're
that...
hanging on to it.
Oh yeah, I will never let that die. Just like Destiny can't seem to die, no matter how hard Bungie tries.
Oh, man, we hope.
We hope. Anyways, on a much more positive note, I hope that anyone watching this has a great rest of your day. As always, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. The more interaction I get on these videos, the better. But, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure we'll do this again in a week or so. I actually really enjoy these talks. Even if I haven't played the game as much in the last week, I really enjoy having these talks with someone else. But anyways, I'm rambling on. Y'all have a great rest of your night, and thank you again.